Start of 2020, the first objective was to beat AFTV in the Blood Brothers final. Decided by this point that we wanted to go non-league and we wanted to go on the journey we were going on.
Winning the league now, only the first game of the season, don't take it for granted. Like, this league is going to be a bit tough.
Open up then, this turn. Oi, press, come on!
It's right time. Bit nervous though, can't.
Wake the f*** up!
And that's exactly what we want. We want to send a message to the rest of this league. We want to be ruthless.
One push out, Jermaine, you're off.
You can picture James already, can't you? In a spot like this, singing his heart out. DT's bottom on me. He'd be loving it. Give him a lifetime season ticket.
We DTFC, we know who we are.
Hello boys and girls, and welcome to the preview of Arsenal against Newcastle tonight in the Premier League. And as you can see from the trailer at the start of this video, Blood Brothers 3 is on its way, and it's very, very different this time. The cameras have been rolling since we beat AFTV last January. We've kept a lot of it under wraps, and they're going to be following our non-league journey. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens behind the scenes. But listen, it's all about Arsenal tonight against Newcastle. And of course, we played Newcastle only a week or so ago in the FA Cup. And after 90 minutes, it was 0-0. Now, that kind of result will not do for us in any way, shape or form. Newcastle are not going through a great time at the moment. The fans are really, really putting pressure on Steve Bruce. The way that they're playing, the style that they play, and the results that they're getting, they're not good enough. And we could be one of the final nails in his coffin, because how long does Mike Ashley continue with him? He has an objective for this season, which is to keep Newcastle in the Premier League. But the way they're playing, it's just not good enough, and they could well get dragged into the relegation fight. Now, when I have a look at the table, you've got to say that they're quite a way away from the likes of Fulham, who are third from bottom at the moment. But those 7 points could very, very easily turn around. And the strange thing is as well, is that even though Newcastle were 15th, a win for them would take them within, I think it's 2 points of Arsenal. That's how mad and close things are down the end. But a win for us tonight will actually take us into the top half of the table, into 10th place. It's annoying that we didn't get that win against Crystal Palace and we dropped 2 points, because we could have been sitting there tonight on 29 points, which is the same points as Chelsea, Southampton and West Ham. We could have been joint 7th. Yeah, that one. But it's a huge, huge game, and team selection is going to be crucial. It's very evident how Newcastle are going to play, because we saw the other week. Be interesting to see whether the likes of St. Maximin are going to be available. He's been out for so long because he had COVID, and apparently he had long COVID, which is why he struggled to return. I can't see him starting. If he does, then I'd be shocked by that one. But you never know. Desperate times call for desperate measures. But yeah, Andy Carroll, if he plays, we know what to expect. He caused us problems in the FA Cup game. He should have won them the game, to be honest with you, with that opportunity in the 93rd minute. But Leno was able to deny it. And yeah, we're going to have to be careful. But at the same time, we need to go from the first minute and try and open them up. The problem when you play against these defensive teams and low blocks is that if you don't score a goal in the opening 15-20 minutes or so, it gets them comfortable and it gets them feeling like their position is more safer. So they become stronger as the game wears on. And an early goal is crucial. Score an early goal, it opens things up. And then the whole balance of the game is completely changed and we can start to play the way that we want to play. But until we get that early goal, then you're not going to be able to. And that's the, most important thing. Early goal, team selection, and getting the 3 points. So with that said, let's go and get into the predicted lineup. Starting off in goal, Leno. I don't even know why I need to say why Leno is in goal. He's our number one. It's as simple as that. And remember, we are going to stick with a 4-2-3-1 formation as well. Right back, Hector Bellerin. And poor game. Very, very poor game against Crystal Palace. But I don't think anybody else warrants taking his place because they've been even worse. Cedric, kind of don't really see anything that's suggesting he's knocking on the door. Ainsley Maitland-Niles' performance against Crystal Palace was abysmal. So Hector Bellerin will go in there. Centre of defence on the right hand side, Rob Holding. And I think that he's been very good in recent matches. And I have no problem with him there whatsoever. Now, left centre back, Pablo Mari is still injured. I'm not going to play David Luiz there like we did against Crystal Palace. I'm bringing back Gabriel. I've watched a load of games now, and in particular David Luiz. And I know he's one of our outlets for that diagonal long ball. But there's one thing that I've become very, clear in noticing is that he slows down our play a hell of a lot. When he picks up the ball, he kind of stands there with it, slows down, stops even, and then he starts pointing and directing and telling the midfield, and everything's just slow. I've always been taught that you keep the ball moving. The ball never stops. And he literally just stops it and stands there. No, not for me. Gabriel comes back into the side. Our best centre-back. It's as simple as that. He comes back into the side. Left back, oh my word, thank you so much that he's fit. Kieran Tierney, we were all worried a few days ago when we heard MRI scans and everything else, but it was just a precaution. And he's back in training and he's over his minor knock that kept him out of the Crystal Palace game. And my word, did we miss him. Kieran Tierney all day long. Now we go into the centre of midfield. First of all, Granit Xhaka. And I think that since he's returned from his suspension after getting sent off, he's been excellent. And again, against Crystal Palace, he was one of our better players. Man of the match, to be honest. So, yeah, no problems at all. He goes in there. Alongside him, Thomas Partey. Absolutely no doubt in my mind that Thomas Partey starts this game. He's had 20 minutes against Crystal Palace. We know he's fine. We know there's no reoccurrence of his injury or anything else. He's in full training. He's ready to go. Let's start him. Let's get him out there and let's start to win games and use him. Seriously, he has to play. End of story. No doubts whatsoever in my mind. On the right of the three, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. I don't think Nicola Pepe done enough when he came on against Crystal Palace to warrant, starting this game. And I'm going to go with Saka, staying on his preferred right-hand side of late. In the number 10 role, I'm going to go with Emil Smith-Rowe. And a quiet game against Crystal Palace. Needs to be more involved. And if he's not getting the ball, he needs to seek it. And it'd be interesting to see how he does after that performance against Palace. But yeah, I definitely would have him in there. Now, on the left of that three, I'm going to go with Gabriel Martinelli. Back from his minor knock as well, which meant he missed Crystal Palace. And he has to start this game for me. The energy, the drive, the enthusiasm, everything we've been missing of late, he has to start. End of. I don't think there's any debate or any discussion over this from any Arsenal fan, to be honest with you. He has to start. Gabriel Martinelli. Up front, as the main striker, Alexandre Lacazette. Now, as you can see, I've brought out Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from the side. Now, I don't think Mikel Arteta will bring him out of the side. I'm going with what I would like to see for this lineup. And I just don't think that Aubameyang's done enough to be starting games at the minute. I think maybe put him on the bench for a couple of games. Bring him on. Let him really work to get that place back. And hopefully hit the ground running and start scoring goals again. But Alexandre Lacazette, he's been excellent. He's been our best striker over, you know, the Christmas period and into January. And he's also important for our link-up play. Given the fact that we're playing Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe and Martinelli. It's a very young and youthful, exuberant type of front three behind the, you know, the main striker. So that's what I would go with anyway in terms of this. And I think that he could be very key into linking all that play together. But that's what I hope anyway. So there we go. That is it for my preview and my predicted lineup. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Do you agree with that lineup or do you disagree? If you do, let me know what you would change. Of course, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.